Hard to call this one a kid. This young lady is very impressive, and she's not a kid, 16 years old. You're about to meet her in a sec. We're on Facebook Live at WLSAM 890 now, so if you're able, jump on there and you'll get to meet her in person.
This is great.
But it's awfully nice to have you in studio. Before we introduce you officially, you can tell us about a kid doing great things. And again, this doesn't have to be world-changing. It can be little things like I increased a grade from a C to a B. I did this or that for my family. I babysat my creepy little brother and took care of him because my family needed me. Or it can be huge world-changing things. All those. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Steve.
How do people let us know about Kid of the Week?
Well, you can send us an email with the kid's name, what they got up to, and maybe their year in school as well. And you can send that to... Cochran Show at WLSAM.com. That's Cochran Show at WLSAM.com.
And joining us in studio, our latest, Anastasia. I'm consider myself to be a fairly smart guy. I'm not even going to try. Last name pronunciation?
Papaioannou.
Papaioannou.
Yes.
Papaioannou.
Papaioannou.
I feel like I have to do this with my hand when I say
like
Papaioannou.
in Greek, my name would be Ioanna.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Ioannou.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Anastasia, let's do a little bio on you. You're 16 years old. You are a junior at what school?
St. Viator High School.
St. Viator High School. And obviously you were aware of the story of Ella French.
Yes.
And it's for those of you who go, Ella French, I know the name. This is the tragic story of this young cop just doing her job who was killed on duty. And the amazing people at the Chicago Police Foundation have established scholarships that you were one of the winners of for 23.
Yes.
What was the process? What did you have to do did you write an essay? Was it an in-person thing?
So, yeah, there was an application process. I did write an essay. I did a little background on me, gave it to the Chicago Police Foundation. And then Ella French's mother read all of the essays that all the applicants turned in, and she handpicked the ones she wanted to
I can't imagine how emotional that had to be. I mean, you think about that.
Right.
Because incredible pride that so many people, young people, would take interest in this and go through it while you miss your kid every day.
Right.
It was just trying to do the right thing. But what is your attraction to potentially down the road a life of helping catch bad guys and law enforcement and things?
Honestly, I just want to be like Ella French. I feel like she wanted the greater good. She wanted to help people and keep everyone safe. It was a very loving thing, and I love others, and I really I aspire to be like her.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
It's just so amazing. And your dad is a part of the Chicago Police Department as well. So he must be inspiring to you as you wanting to pursue a career in criminal justice.
Right. My dad is like one of my biggest heroes. He's very inspiring, and like I can't even process the work that he does. I'm very proud to be his daughter.
20-year deputy chief, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, where's he working in the city?
He runs the academy right now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's figuring out who the next generation is going to be.
Yes.
Does he run the house? Because I think the lady to your left probably runs the house.
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah. Introduce her.
This is my mother, Camila Papaioannou.
Camila, it's lovely to meet you as well. I can't imagine how proud you are of this one.
I am. I'm super, super proud, and thank you for having us today.
Let me ask you something as a family, because I don't think there's a show on the air anywhere that's more pro-police than this one for all the right reasons, because we get it, and we get how difficult the job is and the support that's needed. It's got to be tough. It's got to be tough as a mom and as a wife to see him go to work every day, even in the academy. You know, this is not a normal job. How do you feel about your kid maybe getting into it?
So stress is an understatement in first responder home. I have 3 amazing kids. And
go ahead, tell us which one's your favorite.
Oh, me, of course.
That changes on, the daily.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just being, a wife to a first responder in itself is really hard. Trying to have a family, that's even harder.
Sure.
Especially in today's world. And we thank you for being pro-police in a world that really, sometimes you're scared to allow your child to wear a pro-police shirt to a public school.
Which is insane. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, I'm old, but I grew up in a country where wearing a police uniform, or a little kid who wanted to grow up and be a cop, that was held up as, wow, how cool is that? So you should be very proud of it. Don't let anybody ever tamp down those dreams if that's part of what you want.
Yeah.
So, but tell me about school.
Well, my school's good. As you said before, I'm a junior. I go to St. Viator. It's out in Arlington Heights. I'm taking a bunch of courses. I'm trying to pursue a little bit of criminal justice. I took a forensics course this semester. I'm planning on taking another course next semester. And I just kind of want to get into that. It's very fun. I take a little bit of AP courses. That's where most of the money from the Ella French scholarship came from.
Man, you're also very modest. I asked her about GPA off the air. She goes, it's like a 3.99999. So is mine if you add up all 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. So, Anastasia, it's just so amazing. You have to sit down, you write this essay about who Ella French was and what she means to you. It probably took you a little bit to gather your thoughts and the fact that you got this scholarship and now you're able to hopefully sit back and reflect a little bit. Will you write something maybe in a journal for yourself so when you can look at your younger self, say in 30 years, this comes back to you?
Yeah.
What would you say to yourself?
What would I say to myself? I journal sometimes, maybe like a little diary here and there.
I guess I'm speaking from like an elder looking at somebody, who has the opportunity to remember this moment. You have the essay you wrote, but maybe sit and write something like, what does this moment feel like to you? And how is this impacting your life, or how did it?
Right. It very impacted me. It was so honorable to achieve it. It just made me super happy. And I can just look back and see that I'm pursuing something that is for good, is for a better cause. It's just amazing. And I would tell myself to do as much as I can and try for as many scholarships as I can so I could get something like this.
What are you going to do with the money?
Oh, I put it towards a few of my AP courses at school. They're a little bit more on the expensive side, but put it towards those. And then also for the electives for like forensics and other criminal justice electives that we have, it is extra. So I did put it towards that.
So forensics, we think CSI. Mm-hmm. And so do you have a best friend who you do experiments on?
I do not. Sometimes I'll be interrogating my dad like the FBI, though.
Do you get like a light bulb over the head and you swing it back and forth and go, let's talk about June 19th?
I hope someone's recording this, too.
Yeah. The Ella French Scholarship, you want information on what the Chicago Police Foundation does at chicagopolicefoundation.org. Those applications live all year long, and there are obviously deadlines that you have to get stuff in. But if you've got a kid that's interested in this or you're interested in this for them, great. But if your kid is interested in this, encourage them to do it, not put it off, get on it, and move forward. Did you get a chance to meet her mom?
Oh, I did. She did talk to the general audience when I was there, and she also did step aside, and I got to hug her and talk to her, and she congratulated me. I also got to talk to the partners of Ella French, which it was just so amazing to see them come and her mother come, and all together it was just the pride and joy, like the honor I felt for achieving this scholarship was so heartfelt and everything. It was just so heartwarming.
Yeah, and whatever your spirituality is, I just have a feeling that Ella's smiling.
I think so, too.
She's watching this whole thing and shepherding
and
it.
Such a beautiful moment for you and your family. Absolutely.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You were a little nervous. I hate to break it to you. We have one more segment with you. But you're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kid of the week. Look at her. She's 16. She's twice as mature as I am. Yeah. Well, I love our kid of the week.
I love her.
Anastasia and Mom are here in the family, and we're finding all about stuff, and some of it we'll share with you, and some of it's none of your business.
We were dancing Greek in the break. It was fun.
Again, we're talking about the Ella French Scholarship to honor the fallen Chicago Police Department hero, and we salute your dad and everybody with CPD, and we talked about it briefly, but the sacrifice the family members make every time a cop goes off to work in the morning. So the worry and the stress and all of that.
Absolutely.
You had a question for our friend here.
Well, you want to go into criminal justice.
Possibly.
Possibly.
She got a world of opportunities on that.
And you're right here in the palm of your hand, the entire world. You could do whatever you want. You're looking at schools? Because you're a junior, I would imagine. Now it's time to start applying for college.
I know. Unfortunately, right now, I don't have any specific college in mind. I'm kind of looking towards, like, the military.
Oh, yes.
Maybe that would be an interesting, like, prospect. I'm not really sure, though.
Cool.
I know a lot of feeder schools. I work with a bunch of college kids, and they go to like DePaul, Oakton Community College, but I'm not really sure right now.
So military, do you have a branch that you are drawn to?
I love the Air Force.
Yes.
Ever since I've seen the planes go in the sky, I'm just like, Air Force is amazing.
My father was 40 when I was adopted as a little kid. I'm 62, so 1961. So imagine born in 1921. So he was in the Air Force before they had a name. So in World War II, it was called the Army Air Corps. And I got an opportunity when I was about 21 years old, 21, to be around some of those World War II fighter planes that you see in all the movies and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And you know how you've met a hero. Their hands are rough because they worked for a living. They're not like guys that sit on the radio and talk into a microphone.
Hey, this job's pretty cool.
It is kind of cool. And they have great stories to tell, but they're just absolute heroes. And we have a friend who is an entertainment reporter for the Today Show. She just did a cool thing for her grandfather. And it's a Spielberg, Tom Hanks miniseries that's on Apple Plus now called Masters of the Air. And one of the stories they tell is of her grandfather. And her grandfather was one of these flyboys in World War II, or one of the heroes along with the Royal Air Force to help save the world. So you never know who you're going to be around when you find people that are heroes.
That's right. And women in military, obviously, there's a lot of them back in the day. Not so many. My mother was in the Air Force, so she would be so excited to hear you say that.
You know, and the cool thing, too, and talk about this for a second, Anastasia, one of the things, and I'm sure your parents have noticed this, certainly your grandparents have, one of the things I'm really encouraged by with your generation is there's not as many labels as there was when I was growing up. You know, if a kid's got depression issues, they're not to be mocked. If a kid's a little different, and I know there's mean kids in school, but in general, everybody's got something, and you guys seem more supportive of that. Am I blind, or is that accurate?
No, I think so. I agree with that.
So people aren't as judgy.
Yeah, I'd say that people aren't as judgy. It's just, more of I agree with the no label thing. It is a big thing. A lot of people go for no labels, like not even just like relationships, but as you were saying, like mental health too, stuff like that.
Sure, the stuff that people go through.
Are you, you're just so inspiring, and I love, where your head's at. You're just so smart for a 16-year-old. Are you mentoring some of the younger kids at high school or even younger, maybe your siblings? Do you feel like you could sit and mentor and help?
I feel like I could. I mean, I used to tutor a little bit, but I don't do as much anymore. I try to talk to kids. I do a little like recruiting to like come to St. Viator. I mean, but other than that, like I think I could.
I think you could too. I think you have a lot to say, and you could help a lot of people.
What would you say to kids or to families that have little kids about the life of a family of a police officer when police officers, in my opinion, are portrayed in a light that's not realistic?
I'd say it is hard. It's tough. There's a lot of risks to take, but in the end, you're all working to help others, and they're working for a better cause and just to help people. And I think that's amazing, and they should be honored. They should be proud to be in a family like that, like I am.
Oh, well, I mean, and Mom, I think you could probably back me up on this. Nobody got into the police line and worked to get rich, did they?
Absolutely not.
Well, you got two little brothers. Are you close to them?
I'm pretty close to them. My younger brother, like the youngest one, I'd say.
And
what
how
are
old is
their
he?
names?
One is Rocco and one is Elias.
Hard to believe there's Italian in your family. And the little guy's 9?
Yes.
So does he like hanging out with you and stuff?
I think so. We like to play video games together. It's kind of our way of bonding.
Oh, man, share that because it goes fast.
Yeah.
It really does. It's an honor to meet you, and I want you to hang around a little bit. We're going to take some pictures and stuff during the news. Not that we don't listen to every word Nick Yale says, because we do.
We do.
But we have every reason to do some videos and maybe even a TikTok before we go. Nick, any questions for our friend Anastasia?
No, she sounds fantastic, and congratulations on all of your hard work, and good luck in the future. You'll make the right choices, it sounds.
It does sound like it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I would go back and read your essay from time to time. I just think it's, I sound like I've been looking back at old things, I think, in my life. But I feel like it's important to just remember who you are. And those words that you wrote were truly who you are because it had meaning to you to win the scholarship.
Right.
Yeah, it's a nice idea. Maybe every year on the anniversary. Because, it's like when I did an essay for scholarship, we used to chip them out on a stone block and run it to the next village.
Yeah, and they were heavy.
Yeah,
If you
and
had
they
a
were
two-pager, it was like two stone tablets.
Just
That's a
really,
lot.
Really brutal.
Yeah.
Are you going to school today?
I think I am later.
Okay, do we need to write a note or anything?
That would be fantastic. Can
Yeah.
I get your signature on it?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
If you just tell
You
the
gotta pay for
school, most of the statute of limitations on me skipping school in 1979 have elapsed. So if you just tell them you're on the radio here, we can provide you then with audio evidence of the same. Maybe podcast the whole thing. Last word.
Well, I just have a question. Love that you're here. Your mom and I go back about 10 years or more, and I forgot, but we did this cool like Greek goddesses trailer pilot, whatever. Are we allowed to share those photos? Have you seen the photos of your mom looking like a Greek goddess? Yes. Okay.
She does look like a goddess, I have to say.
She looks like a goddess this morning.
How about that?
You're getting Dunkin' Donuts after this.
Kid of the Week brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
Well done.
Not a bad idea.
And thank you both for being here. Hang on a second so we can do the pictures and things. And really, it's an honor to meet you.
Thank you, guys. It's
really-
an honor
Thank
to
you
meet
so
you
much.
guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you for
And
sharing
say
your
hi to your
story.
dad and thank him.
Of course.
And I'm excited to see what you do with your future. Tom, remind everybody again, what do these Kid of the Week possibilities come from? How do they get their entries in? What do they do?
So you are going to send an email with the kid's name, where they go to school, their age in school, grade in school, and tell us a little bit about what they did to make them such a great kid. You're going to send those to Cochran Show at WLSAM.com. That's Cochran Show at WLSAM.com.